So here's how we're going to handle breaks. You're old enough to just get up and go to the restroom when you need to. Do we have to take a break for that? Like, just do that. Um, so we'll keep moving with this. On the schedule, it says I'm going to talk to you for just a couple of minutes about microsites, which is something we've been working on. I've had the real honor being sort of a chairman of a little council of bishops committee that's working on this thing called microsites. And do want to stop and tell you, Heather said hi to everybody. She misses all of you. Wish she could be here. But Paxton Hampton had a baseball game today, and he went 4 for 5. The Phillies won 14-1. His batting average through 3 games is .909. He's 10 of 11. Grounded out to first today for his first out. So got a baseball superstar, and I miss that for you. That's how important you are. I hope you buy that. Anyway, so here's the thing. Let's talk about microsites for a minute. This really sort of fits into something that Dr. Avila was talking about in his video. We keep talking about church planting, and I'm a fan of church planting. I think we should plant churches. I was talking to a guy and getting his opinion, and we just talked about denominations and churches and just in general, most denominations are not just growing spectacularly right now, and churches are not reproducing themselves. It's hard to plant churches. And I was talking to a guy in Kansas City, and he said, here's the thing. He says, you guys don't have a church planting problem. He says, you don't have a church planting problem. Everybody's got a church planting problem. Here's the thing. He said, if you want to solve all your problems, he says, you got to realize you have a discipleship problem. We're not making enough disciples. I would love one day, and Lord help us in the future. I'm all about denominational vision. We're supporters of Arise 2033 around here. We're involved. But I got to be real honest with you. One day I'd love a vision that just said, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to worry about any of those numbers. We're going to just ask everybody to make disciples. And I think what would naturally happen as we made disciples is that we'd have a lot of church planners. See, I think we just got the cart before the horse. I'm all about church planning, but we've got all these structures built for it, and we don't have the people to staff it. We have put the cart before the horse. Vision is great, but we don't have the disciples to carry out the vision. So this idea of microsites is sort of this discipleship-based sort of hybrid of how we move the church forward. Microsites basically, and I'm trying to be concise here. You'll hear more about it as we keep going. Because I'm going to be on a Zoom meeting this week and then in-person meetings in May, and I think you'll hear more about it in the fall, about some regional events where you can get the training and things like that. So I don't want to blow it up today and take forever. But it's this, conceptually. Imagine, if you will, pastors, what if you found some people in your church that are disciples, right? And you committed to something that we haven't talked about in a long time, but mentoring, right? Discipling people. And you brought that group of people around you and you said, here's 3 guys, 3 people, ladies too, that I will invest in. I will pour my life into. I will spend time with. I will mentor them along. I will show them leadership. But what if on Thursday night we let them go have a home Bible study? Under our covering, under your watchful eye as pastor, but you let them go you released them, which is scary words for pastors, you released them to go have that home Bible study. And here was the condition. You weren't sending a whole bunch of folks from your church to do that. We're not trying to plant a church out of your church. It's just the people you're discipling. Say you got 3 home Bible studies. You tell them, I want you to be evangelistic in the world. Ask your neighbors to come to Bible study that don't come to church. Ask the lady that cuts your hair to come to this Bible study at your house that doesn't come to church. And it's this microsite sort of relational idea. And it can lead to whatever. We're not putting any rules on the thing. If those people end up coming to your church through a microsite, cool, we're all about it. If that microsite grows and develops and it become like a multi-site situation for your church, cool, we're all about it. If it grows to the point where it turns into a full-blown church plant, cool, we're all about it. We're not putting any rules on it. We're just trying to get back to almost, I don't know, let's call it the Book of Acts type church, right? Disciples gathering and meeting. Wouldn't that be interesting, right? See, this is not all that different. I was telling somebody about this one time, talking to a pastor. He said, oh, so basically the way the Bible talks about it? I said, yeah, similar. That's what we're going for. It's discipleship based. And here's the thing. It's only as good as, I believe this with all my heart, the more we talk about it, the more we develop it, the more we get ready to roll it out, this whole idea will only be as good as the relationship the pastor invests in with those people he's allowing to meet in their homes and gather people. If the pastor's disengaged with that, he doesn't care, this isn't going to go very far. It's going to fall apart. But this is about pastors being disciple makers. Listen, I get it. I get what you've been taught. I get what you've been told as far as pastor, as CEO, and all that kind of stuff. But could we just get back to pastor as disciple maker, please? Please? Anybody? Could we just have pastor as disciple maker again? I get we have all the other stuff and we've got responsibilities. But if pastor as disciple maker happened, you'd see the kingdom advance and spread. We wouldn't have to worry about all the rest of it. That church planting wagon that we've got in the IPHC, I think it's a good one. I think the program's good. We just don't have enough horses. We don't have enough horses to pull the wagon because we're not making disciples. We have to be intentional about making disciples. That's when I travel, I take somebody with me like almost all the time. And that's got a lot of things attached to it, but one of the things that I enjoy the most is when I can take Matthias with me or Chris with me, and these young guys, and I can put something into their life while we're gone for, a couple days, couple nights. I'm only standing right here because people discipled me. You're only sitting there because somebody discipled you. It's about that investment. So I know it's a different concept, and if you're hearing it immediately, it sounds like home groups, but it's not home groups. We're not asking you to send a bunch of people out of your church, just these people that you are intentionally mentoring and discipling and asking them to be evangelistic. That's all we're trying to do. We're not saying take all these people from Pampa right here in the first couple tables and they go meet at your house and we're going to call this a microsite. You all already go to church together. If we're going to meet in your house, we're going to have you go reach people that nobody's reaching. And if they come to church on Sunday, Pastor Mike's going to be happy about that. If they don't, you're still giving them Jesus, right? That's the idea of this. Mentoring and discipleship to expand the kingdom influence. Amen? So as we get ready to walk this journey, there'll be more that you will hear in the fall. Eventually there'll be a regional meeting. We're probably looking at Oklahoma City sometime in the fall where we're going to really roll this out. I want you to be a part of it. This is new day. This is cutting edge type initial discussions. And I want everybody here at Great Plains to be very well versed on it before it rolls out, because I want us to be on the edge of this. I want us to be on the front side of this because it's discipleship. Does that make sense? Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm trying to say? I'm not anti-church planning. How are you going to do it without disciples? It's simple, right? It's not complicated. So let's make disciples, amen? Find somebody, take them under your wing, mentor them, love them, and release them. They don't have to go far. They can go down the street. But see the kingdom grow that way. That'd be pretty incredible, right, Rudy? All right. Thank you for entertaining that. I didn't want to overload and take forever on that. Because I'm going to introduce, for the last time today, we're going to let Bishop McGee come.